this past weekend, I ran a huge sale over on my Poshmark closet and I made over $3,000 in just 4 days. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the whole process that I went through on how I generated that much money. I do want to preface this by saying that I ran a name your own price sale and I accepted a lot of really low offers. I made sure that I wasn't losing any money, but the whole purpose of the sale wasn't to generate a lot of profit. My main focus was to clear out a bunch of stale inventory and downsize how many active listings I have. I went from having over 700 listings to now having 528 active listings. That's still kind of a lot for me and I would love to downsize a little bit more, so I'm hoping to run a few more sales this month. I kind of want to reinvest the money that I made from this sale into better inventory purchases. So yeah, I just want to add that I am not saying that this is a great way to generate profit, but if you are trying to liquidate inventory, having a name your own price sale can really help you just get rid of a bunch of stuff. So there were 5 main phases that I went through this weekend. I started my sale on Thursday and ran it until Sunday evening. So I'm going to walk you through all of the different steps that I took. I don't think you have to do every single one of these. This is just how I ran my sale and was able to generate $3,000 in one weekend. So the first thing that I did was on Thursday evening, I sent out a mass message to over 2,000 people who have liked an item in my closet using the My Shoppers tool. If you haven't used the My Shoppers tool, it is a newer feature that Poshmark rolled out. They announced it back during PoshFest last year, and it is a tool that you can use to message people who have liked items in your closet or bundled items, and it just kind of automates the whole process for you and lets you do more actions at one time. I used the My Shoppers tool and I just selected 2,000 people. I think I did it in 2 batches, so I did 1,000 at a time, and I went in and selected each person who has liked an item in my closet. You can actually filter through the shoppers to see who has actually liked an item or who has bundled things, so that kind of made it easier to see who I was going to send this message to. Essentially, my message was announcing that I was running a name your own price sale and that they were welcome to come into my closet and make some offers on items that they were interested in, and I would either accept the offer or counter with my lowest. The people that I messaged were even people who have liked items from back in October of last year. So there were some people who might not have been checking out my closet lately, but who would be reminded with this message to come and take a look. After I did that, I kind of just let it sit. I started accepting some offers, and you'd be really surprised. These offers were actually very reasonable because these were not necessarily resellers who were trying to shop my name your own price sale. They were just regular shoppers on the app who wanted to find some good deals for themselves. So I was actually accepting some really good offers that I would have accepted on a normal day. It wasn't too many, but I was seeing some traffic, and since I am on the West Coast, I knew that there were some people who might already be in bed who were on the East Coast, so they would wake up in the morning with my message. So on the next day, on Friday, I decided I wanted to advertise my sale a little bit better. So the second thing that I did was I changed my Meet the Seller post on Poshmark to have a photo of my name your own price sale ad on it. And as you guys know, on Fridays and Sundays, Poshmark runs closet clear out, so I dropped the price of my Meet the Seller post to notify all of the people who have liked that post. This is something that you kind of have to set up beforehand. It doesn't necessarily have to be your Meet the Seller post. You can create a separate post in your closet that just says bookmark this post so that you will be notified of future sales. But it's a great way to have people kind of engage with your posts and be able to advertise to them when you decide that you do want to run a sale. This is how a lot of resellers used to announce their sales before the My Shopper tool, and I still wanted to do that because I knew that there were people who have liked that post who might not have necessarily been in the My Shoppers list of people who I bulk messaged. So I did that, and I dropped the price on it so that it would notify all of the hundreds of people who have liked that post. I can't tell you how many people actually came from that. It's hard to say like which customers came from where, but I was able to spread the word a little bit more. The third step that I took was I announced my sale on Instagram. Now, I didn't want to do this at the beginning because I kind of wanted to prove that you can run a sale without having to rely on social media followers. And I will say also, and no offense because I totally get it, but the people who were coming from Instagram to shop my Name Your Own Price sale were the ones who were lowballing me because they were also resellers who just wanted good deals on inventory, as opposed to regular shoppers on the app who just wanted a good deal for themselves and weren't necessarily aware of like how much I bought my items for. So I'm just gonna leave that at that. Something also to kind of be aware of when you are running these sales. Resellers are going to be the ones who are gonna hit you the lowest with their offers, which is totally fine. Resellers are also a little bit more understanding when you say that like this is your bottom line and you can't go any lower than that. It's kind of a pro and con of both. But when I announced it on Instagram, I also asked if some of my followers would help spread the word. This is a great part of the Instagram community too, because when you make friends on Instagram and you announce a sale or you announce something, a lot of people will help you spread the word and advertise, and they'll share your posts to their stories so that more people will be aware that you are running a sale. And I've actually gotten a few followers and customers that way as well. On Friday and Saturday, I just kept advertising on Instagram and I kept sharing that Meet the Seller post that had my Name Your Own Price sale on there. I was getting a lot of offers, and I think on both days I made around like $600 per day, which was great, but I still wanted more. I wanted to do something else. So on Sunday morning, I made the decision to run a 4 for $25 sale. Now this is the fourth phase of my sale, and this is not necessary if you are going to be running a Name Your Own Price sale. You don't have to add another sale on top of that. This is just something that I wanted to do to help get rid of more inventory. If you are going to run a 4 for $25 or like a 5 for $30 or whatever those kinds of sales are, you have to make sure that you are taking into account your cost of goods. So I made sure that the only items that I was including in this 4 for $25 sale were items that I was okay with only accepting $4 on, that I got for free, that has been sitting for maybe over a year, or that I purchased for like under $4, because other than that I would have been losing money, and we don't want to do that here. I only announced my 4 for $25 sale on Instagram, and I still managed to make a few $100s from that. I wasn't interested in posting it on Poshmark, but you definitely can announce that on there as well. I know some people actually run those kinds of sales like all the time because they buy their stuff for so cheap or because they get inventory for free, and it can be a great way to get people to bundle items in your closet. This was again just a way for me to clear out some more stale inventory. The last thing I did was that on Sunday afternoon I went back into the My Shoppers feature and I messaged everybody who has bundled an item in my closet since Thursday. So these were all people who possibly were trying to shop my Name Your Own Price sale but just didn't end up buying anything. So I messaged those people. I think it was only about like 500 people or so, so it was a lot less than my initial message, and I just gave them a reminder, hey, my sale is ending tonight, so if there's something in my closet that you've had your eye on, now is the time to purchase. That got a lot more traffic back into my closet, and on the last day I was able to make over $1,000 in sales. So that is the whole process that I went through from Thursday until Sunday night, and then Monday and Tuesday I did all of my shipping. It was definitely a lot of shipping. I finally got all of the boxes out, and I'm so thankful. If you guys purchased from that sale, thank you so much. I honestly just feel like a weight lifted off my shoulders with all of that inventory now out of my office and just gone. I don't have to see it again, and now I have $3,000 that I can reinvest back into my business with a different sourcing strategy in mind. If you are planning on running any of these kinds of sales, there are a few things that you should keep in mind. First is that Poshmark has a 5-pound limit on packages, so definitely remind your buyers that when they are bundling to keep that 5-pound weight limit in mind. You could tell them that there is a limit of 5 items in a package, or however you want to word it. If somebody ends up creating a bundle and it ends up weighing more than 5 pounds, you have 2 options. You can either eat the cost yourself and just upgrade your shipping label. The additional fee will be taken out of your earnings, and if you're running like a name your own price sale or a 4 for $25 sale, you're already not really making that much profit. So eating the cost isn't necessarily the best way. Instead, I like to just let my customers know that their package weighs over 5 pounds and that they will need to purchase an additional shipping label. I will then go in and create a new listing, and it will just have a picture that says additional shipping charge, or I'll just take a picture of the box that their items are in, and I will mark it for $3 since that is the lowest that you can charge for an item on Poshmark, and then they will buy that shipping label. Then I will be able to separate their bundle into those 2 boxes, and I won't have to pay the additional fee for the shipping. The customer will be responsible for that. Another thing that I want to touch on is that even though you're having a name your own price sale, you do not have to accept every single offer that people send you. If it is too low, you can deny it. When I send out that initial message that I'm running a sale, I always add that there are limitations. So you can either say something like, I'll accept as long as I'm not losing money, or add your likes to a bundle and send me an offer. I'll either accept or counter with my lowest. These will kind of help your customers understand that you're not just giving things away for free. There is a limit. And at the end of the day, yes, you are running a name your own price sale, but it is your closet and it is a sale on your terms. So if somebody just keeps lowballing you and you don't want to deal with it, just decline it and move on. There will be other people who will come in and buy your items. Don't let that fear of lowballing stop you from running a sale. Just decline and move on. Another thing you can do to kind of set limitations on the sale is to mark items that you don't want to include in the sale as not for sale, or just write in the description that it's not included in the sale. I did this on a couple of things that I wasn't willing to let go for low because I knew I'd be able to sell it on my own for a good profit. So I would just mark in the description, this item is not included in my sale. I still did have a couple people try to lowball me on those items, and I would just message them in their bundle and say, sorry, as stated in the description, this item is not included in my sale. They would understand, or they would just move on. But it's really not that big of a deal, you know, like, it's your closet. You get to decide what you want to sell your items for, and it's totally okay to set limits on that. And that was another reason why, like, for my 5 for $25 sale, I said only items priced at $40 or less were included in that sale, because I didn't want to let go of the higher price items for that low. But anyway, that's how I was able to make $3,000 in 4 days running a name your own price sale and using the My Shoppers tool on Poshmark. I am so glad that I did this. Like I said, it wasn't about making as much money as I could. It was mainly about me moving out a bunch of stale inventory, and I did what I wanted to do. I know that this sale isn't something that works for everybody's business model, and that's totally fine. This was just something that I decided that I wanted to do in my business. But I want to hear from you guys. If you guys have ever ran a sale in your Poshmark closet, let me know if you have any tips, or if maybe it didn't work out well for you. Let me know what your frustrations were, and maybe I can help you guys figure out what will work next time. I'm also going to be learning a little bit more about running sales on eBay. That's going to be my next project for clearing out more of my inventory. I would love to run a sale on eBay. I just don't know how. I've never done it before, so if you guys have any tips on that, I would love to hear that. And then if I do end up running a sale and it goes well, or even if it goes bad, I'll share my experiences with you guys as well. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that red subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye! Thank you.